annual HACR Symposium. But 31 years ago, this was just an idea and a thought on what HACR can do to advance Hispanic inclusion in corporate America. For me, it is such a great honor and privilege that the architect who came up with the idea of having our HACR Symposium is here today. And it is, we want to recognize him for what he did working with our HACR board of directors to lay the seeds and the foundation of how we can have programs like these every single year. And it started very humbly during those days in 1992. He was the HACR president from 1991 to 1999. And as we heard even from how Benny Lorenzo was sharing, the times were very different during that period, but that didn't stop him from recognizing the importance of the power of Hispanic inclusion. And now, fast forward 31 years later, we're obviously a much larger organization today, but that's because we stand on the shoulders of so many giants that fought those fights early on, and that's why we're just so proud of the work of this amazing leader. So I want everyone to please give a big, warm HACR also for the architect of our HACR Symposium. He was the second president of HACR from 1991 to 1999. We want to present with a very special award and recognition. Please welcome to the stage, Rick Bela.
Thank God. Amen. Because 40 years ago I was in Washington, D.C. with a small group of Mexican Americans that Lyndon Johnson had somehow recruited to Washington, D.C. And we were talking about the power in corporations. We could see the power in government. And we were only then becoming aware of the power in corporations. And we said, we need to do some way to get our people into corporations. And we came up with what we thought was the best argument after doing some research as to the percentage of market that the Hispanic community represented to so many of these corporations. And it was small then, 5, 10, 12%. And we compared it to our participation, which was even smaller, 1 or 2%. And so the argument that we developed and we still use today is do for us as well as we do for you. And it's an argument that works. And although it has been slow, and it will be, we are making progress. But never did I envision the progress that I've come and see today, which is 20 years since I've left Washington, D.C. and this world of corporate and government participation, gone back to New Mexico, where I live now, where I was born and raised, almost unaware of the rest of the world. And then I come here to New York City and to Times Square. And I never envisioned that HACR would reach this kind of goal. And there is another individual here who also served as an HACR executive, Carlos Horta, and he opened doors to our vision of what corporations were, and he gave so much. And what I saw as I participated and listened and talked to some of the participants, I realized, first of all, that where we were. Secondly, the number that we used to fit in a closet, you know, and look at this group today. And the inclusion in terms of race and gender, almost 50%, I'm sure, are women today in this organization that I saw. And I think that the person that now heads HACR is beyond anything that anyone ever imagined. To have left the corporate world where he could have gone on to become CEO of several organizations and made millions, instead to take the leadership of HACR, makes me think, oh my God, we must have done something right. Thank you, Cid. And with that, I want to mention one more thing. So many of the people that I talk to, the young people, are what we in our community would call firstborn, which meant that we were the firstborn in America. And I was the firstborn. My grandparents and their children, my parents, came to America. They crossed the Rio Grande during the 1920s when Mexico was involved in a terrible civil war. And their dream, their ambition, their determination, and their faith was that their grandchildren would be born in America and participate in the kind of success that would truly make us part of this nation. I believe we're well on our way, and I thank you very much. Thank you, Cid.
Recognition for you here. Here we go. You look right up there. There we go. Oh, yes, there we go. Thank you.